Remembering that you're going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You're already naked. There's no reason not to follow your heart. Very strong message up to here. And then, today, I want you to learn 2 paragraphs. This is important. Let me just do as Steve Jobs did. About a year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. I had a scan at 7:30 in the morning, and it clearly showed a tumor on my pancreas. I didn't even know what a pancreas was. The doctors told me this is almost certainly a type of cancer that is incurable, that I should expect to live no longer than 3 to 6 months. My doctor advised me to go home and get my affairs in order, which is doctor's code for prepare to die. What's this speech? Do you understand? Okay, now, what I want you to do today is to change this part. Make it more dramatic. How dramatic was I? You don't understand. A bit too fast. But this is such a dramatic scene. Can you imagine what he went through? Include a dialogue. I would imagine, how many doctors would you imagine there, being there? The doctors told me, I'm not asking how many of you are doctors. When he said, the doctors told me, this was almost certainly, how many doctors were there in the room? Visualize it when you practice. Even for the recitation's sake, even when you don't change lines, always visualize the scene. I would now imagine, just for my practice and speech sake and for you to teach, for you to learn, three doctors. 3 doctors and Steve Jobs. Instead of this, the doctors told me this was almost certainly a type of cancer that is almost incurable, that I should expect to live no longer than 3 to 6 months, right? I would go this way. The first part, I would just continue, same. But the doctors told me part, I would change. Listen for the difference. Okay? About 7:30 in the morning, I had a scan I had a scan at 7:30 in the morning, and it clearly showed a tumor on my pancreas. I didn't even know what a pancreas was. One of the doctors hesitantly opened his mouth and said, "Mr. Jobs, I'm really sorry. This is a type of cancer that is almost incurable." What? I replied instantly. How long should I expect to live? There was a moment of silence. And another doctor answered, maybe 6 months in the longest, but perhaps 3 months. Everything turned blue. I got speechless. I just heard my heart beating. Looking at me, so desperate, my doctor said, "Mr. Jobs, you should probably go home and get your affairs in order." Get my affairs in order? It was a doctor's code for preparing to die. Thank you. Did you understand me? That's using dialogue. Which is more powerful? Of course, dialogue is more powerful. I just made it up, actually. I want you to make up some scene like this and learn how to include a dialogue. And one thing I want you to notice is that including a dialogue is different from normal. Including a dialogue is different from dramatization. Let's talk about dramatization. 3 doctors and Steve Jobs. What would you do? Basically, no narration, right? Then one doctor says, no narration. "I'm sorry, Mr. Jobs. It's a kind of cancer that's incurable." Oh, really? How long should I? No narration. That's drama. But in speech, you need some narration. Okay. How about normal? What's the difference? This time, of course, narration. But sometimes too much narration is normal. You have to describe the scene, right? I was with 3 doctors. And, I was with 3 doctors. And one of the 3 doctors, who looked this and that, opened his mouth and said, okay, too much explanation. In speech, you have to shorten it. All right? And I'm going to talk about so many techniques used in speech using dialogue. But today, I want you to work on creating your own dialogue like a speech. Do you understand? I gave you some hints. So, I want you to get together with 5 people. One person, Steve Jobs. One person, narrator. One person, 3 people, doctors. Okay? I'll give you the paper right away. And you see, this paragraph is the paragraph in the bold typeface. I want you to change. I'm going to give you some time, like 5 minutes, to think about what to say in a group, and then start practicing. Decide a role. Okay, I'm going to be Steve Jobs. I'm going to be a doctor. And try your ideas. I want you to improvise lines. Don't think too much. Okay? Just think about it, some discussion, and then start making a story. And I'd like to hear your speech. Got it? All right. So get the paper and